Hello and welcome back. I feel like it has been quite a while since we have been in the kitchen together. And when I tell you, I have got a lot of cooking to do today. So we are basically just going to get straight into this. I've already started. I've got a lamb roast in the slow cooker. I'm not going to do all the cooking with you. I know watching people cook is not for everyone. But I did want to just very quickly show you my potato salad recipe. It is one that always does really well at like events and Christmas and Easter, and if I'm going somewhere and visiting, to be able to sort of bring like my potato salad recipe. It is gluten and dairy free and it's fairly easy to make. So I thought maybe I would start this video by just very quickly showing you that recipe, and then we'll kind of spend the next couple of days together like we normally do. I'm debating about heading to the garden centre tomorrow, so we'll kind of see what kind of happens, what the weather is doing. It's looking a little bit rainified today. But yeah, we'll kind of just play it by ear and see how it all goes. But first things first, let's get cooking. As I said, I've got the lamb roast on. I need to make a frittata, potato salad. I've got to do all roast vegetables. It's going to be quite the cooking day today for me. But as I said, I won't show all of that to you. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. The roast leg of lamb is looking delicious in the slow cooker. Oh, it smells so good. So good. If you like your roast kind of like crispy on the outside, then this is definitely not the way to do it. It'll be better to do it like in a roasting pan. But I'm actually quite partial to a roast that kind of just falls apart. Like you don't even need a knife to cut it. You basically just get like a fork and just pull it apart, and it's just so delicious. So I basically just plopped that in this morning with some bone broth and a few other little seasonings, and I don't need to touch that again until about 6 o'clock this evening. So that's brilliant. And then I have pulled out sort of my initial ingredients. That's going to be for the frittata, potato salad, and a bunch of roast vegetables for the roast later on. Obviously there is more ingredients in this, but these are kind of my baseline ingredients. So I'm going to sort of get myself organized, and then I will sort of show you a little bit more in depth as to what I'm doing for the potato salad. So as you can hear, I'm doing a few boiled eggs to go in the potato salad, and I've also just diced up in the Maggi mix a number of potatoes. The recipe calls for 1 kilo of potatoes, but depending on whether you want to make more or less, you could potentially just start off with 1 kilo of potatoes, and I've just diced them, as you can see here, quite finely, and I'm going to boil them until they're just a little bit soft. You don't want them like completely mashed or anything, because you want them to hold their form in the potato salad, but because you're going to be eating it that way, you don't want to be eating hard potatoes in your potato salad basically. So they're just going to sit here on the stove top, boiled eggs, and yeah, I'll boil up the potatoes, and then I will, while that's all happening, I'm going to go and make the frittata. But once this is all ready, I'll bring you back over and show you what the next steps are. So the potatoes are done and they're just cooling, and so I'm just going to make up sort of this seasoning for the potato salad. What you need for that is apple cider vinegar, some olive oil, salt, pepper, any sort of seasonings you like, and whole grain mustard. I'm almost out of this jar, so I've just got a new one ready to go. And basically you'll do 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 6 apple cider vinegar. Probably, depending on your own personal taste, I personally enjoy whole-seeded mustard, so I'll probably do maybe 3 or 4 tablespoons of whole-seeded mustard, and then some salt and pepper to taste. Again, if you're adding other, you might want to put a little bit of garlic powder, something like that through it. Completely up to you. Now, the other thing I have done is cut up the spring onions. I just got these from my garden, but obviously you can buy spring onions by the bunch, and you basically just need a good amount of spring onions to go in here. So I'm going to just basically chuck all of this in. This is kind of the container I store it in and also serve it in. It just makes it easier. But yeah, I'll chuck this all in and then I'll show you what it's looking like. So this is how the potato salad is looking. I've basically just put the potatoes through, and then I've mixed through the mixture that we spoke about, the olive oil, apple cider vinegar, salt, pepper, the whole grain mustard, and just gave it a really good mix. Now at this point, I would recommend tasting it, and just to make sure that to your own personal taste, whether you need a little bit more salt or pepper or olive oil or apple cider vinegar, or the apple cider vinegar just gives it that sort of acidic bite to it, which is really lovely. So there's that. And then the other thing I've got, as I mentioned earlier, is I've boiled some eggs. So I'm going to peel the eggs and pop them through as well and give it a good stir. If you're not trying to do vegetarian or anything, you could also do like bacon and do like bacon egg with your potato salad. I'm not going to be doing that today. I think the eggs will be plenty and they just make it a little bit sort of creamy in that. Obviously it's dairy free, so I think the eggs kind of just give it that texture. So I'm going to spend a couple of minutes peeling the eggs and then we will see what it looks like. Potato salad is finished. I have taste tested and I'm here to tell you that it not only smells really good, but it tastes so moreish. Oh, it's just delicious. I have to be so careful that I do not make this regularly because otherwise I would just eat it all. So it's still a little bit warm. I'm going to leave it out for a bit before I put the lid on and pop it in the fridge because I normally serve it cold. But yeah, potato salad on roast is still there in the slow cooker. And I've got the frittata in there in the oven cooking. So I've got a small gap now. I'm going to race off and do another few sort of bits and bobs in terms of errands before I have to come back and start cooking again this afternoon. So I just dropped a towel. But given we've already done some cooking this morning, I might leave you for today and I will see you tomorrow. Good morning. Now, last night I was checking my little water garden here, and I don't know if you can see this. This is the garlic that we propagated. Can you see how it's starting to like bulge out kind of? And obviously, I mean, look at the roots on it. So I'm a little bit nervous about keeping it in the cup. I think it probably would much rather be in soil. So the kitchen garden isn't ready, which is why I've been leaving it here. But I don't want to lose it. So what we might do is place it in a temporary home. I'll just get like a pot and pop a little bit of organic soil in it and just sort of pot it up just until the kitchen garden bed's ready to go, and then I can on-pot it into the kitchen garden bed. Might do something similar with the pineapples. The orchard is completely lost to that pumpkin, by the way. I'll have to take you out there and show you it, but the pumpkin is absolutely wild in there. I need to get that all cut. I think it needs to be taken out and completely cut out. I really can't even get in there at the moment. So I'm wondering if these also might need to just get potted up temporarily until their space in the orchard is ready. But maybe we will do the garlic just really quickly now. I think that's going to be really simple and easy to do. So just outside on the potting table, I've got a little saucer ready. It's got some rocks in it just so that the pot doesn't sit completely in the water. And then with the pot, just planted it up with the organic soil. And then I've Googled it. So you plant it with the pointy end up, but then it gets completely covered in soil. So no part of the garlic clove should be exposed. So kind of just dig a little hole in here and we'll plant that in. And so, as we were saying, root end down into the pot, pointy end up. All right, garlic clove has been planted up. As you can see nothing. So I guess we'll just pop it on the kitchen sort of patio side where I can kind of keep watering it every day. So we'll just pop it here. It gets full sun in this position and I can also see it, so it'll remind me to water it regularly. It's just out here with sage and lemon balm. And then I think once I've had a chance to pot up in a similar kind of vein the pineapples, I'll kind of just pop them here as well, just until their spaces in the garden beds are ready and I'm just not feeling rushed to race out and just put them in the ground and then I've got to move them again, and it's always such a faff. So anyway, little garlic is situated in its temporary home. So I've given the garlic a little drink. And then have a look. I'm just moving on the sun deck. Look at the pumpkin. Oh gosh, look at it. There is actually, I mean, it's all the way. It's gone like all down there, and it's going disappearing all the way down here. There is actually a pumpkin on it at the moment. So I'm just going to wait and see what happens with that, I think. And then kind of go from there. If the pumpkin sort of dies off, I'll just cut it off and get rid of it. But I definitely need to get in and start doing the prune up of all of the citrus. Gosh, can you see that? The rose branch? Goodness me. It needs a massive tidy up in here. Also need to cut heaps of the flowers. Anywho, lots and lots and lots of work to be done. Rightio, I am just going to have a quick drive down to the garden centre. I am desperate to pick up a few bags of garden soil. We've done up the garlic, which is brilliant, but I'm really keen to get those pineapples somewhere outside in sort of an intermediate home until I can get their space in the orchard ready. So let's head to the garden centre. Let's fingers crossed that they have some soil there for me. And obviously I'll have a little sort of putter around and see what else they've got. They always have a really gorgeous like little gifty kind of section and pots, and we'll head outside and see what plants and things as well. So let's head there now and hope we have a little bit of luck. interesting. It's like a chocolate pudding fruit. Hello.
Have you got a wagon or something like loaded with things onto it?
Radio locked and loaded with chicken manure, all my potting soil. I did get that one plant. Oh my god, how cute were those chickens. I was so tempted. I was so tempted. Anyway, I'm gonna head home and unload all of this, and so I'm probably gonna end the video here. Thank you very much as always, and I will see you next week on Wednesday. Bye.